everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show, powered by Law Dog Sports. I am the Law Dog, Chuck Ramsey, here with you as we do every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter X at Law Dog Sports. Joined, as I always am, by my partner and longtime friend, Jeremy Schroeder. Jeremy, from what I understand, is you'll be in for a paycheck here pretty soon, being a federal worker that you are, but apparently the payroll division was shut down too, so they're going to be a little slow. Man, do you want me to start a GoFundMe or something for your half?
Man, it's been, what's another week and a half when you haven't gotten a paycheck in a month and a half, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've gone this far. Dude,
yeah.
Out.
I know.
I'm telling you something, and I have so many people that I'm friends with on Facebook, which seems to be where all of the dire political things. Well, Twitter's pretty bad too, but I vote the bums out. I'm to the point. Every one of them. I don't care who they claim to support. Vote them all out. You can't let people. You have to have government workers. You can't just contract it all out to the private sector. And I don't care what anybody says about anything different, and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're feeling for you, man. We'll be here to support you should you need us, brother. So I know you're doing okay, you and your family. Very squared away folks, and but I know
right now it's just it's just annoying. Just the ineptitude, and what are we even doing anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you do a job where you the wrong person tweaks your bell the wrong way, and normally when you're thinking, okay, going to keep my cool on this, I would be terrible at it. I would twist off at the drop of a hat. But that's me, and I don't know. If we had
times like these, people tend to be very nice.
Well, that's
because
good.
they know that we might twist off on you at the drop of a hat.
Go bad. Oh man. Well, I tell you, it is the diversion in our society is sports, and that's why we focus on it here at Law Dog Sports and the Weekend Big Show, and so many big games going on. But before we get started, we want to thank CCW Safe, legal self-defense coverage with plans starting as low as $19 a month. Please use the link there in the scroll at the bottom and also in the description of this live broadcast, and give them a check out. And if you are a person who will defend yourself and your family with need be with your Second Amendment rights, you probably want to check into CCW Safe. Self-defense support, deep expertise, and personal care. You can trust the team at CCW Safe. All right, Jeremy, in full transparency, I've got playoff high school football tonight for the Weatherford Eagles, as they will host the Blanchard Lions at Woody Roof Field. And that's going to be streaming on Weatherford Eagles TV at right.media. And then I've got tomorrow the GAC MIAA crossover for women's basketball at the Pioneer Event Center in Weatherford. So I'll be calling Rogers State. I'll be calling two games, Rogers State and Northeastern, and then I may have it backwards, so forgive me. But 4 teams, 2 from the GAC, Oklahoma Baptist, and SWASU, Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and then 2 from the MIAA, Rogers State and Northeastern State. They're going to be playing each other in women's basketball round robin, 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow. And so I'm calling the 2 games tomorrow to fill in for Mike Smith, the normal voice. And then we will, I'll be doing the games tomorrow. So I will probably completely miss all of the OU Alabama game.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll I'll watch for you. It's 2:30 kick. Yeah, I don't care for road games that kick at 2:30. No. Either night or 11 a.m. Don't suck up my whole day. Come on, guys.
No, it's rough. It is rough, and I like you said, give me a night game or give me 11 o'clock. I don't want the afternoon. And this is total 180 from what we were 10 years ago.
I know.
10 years ago. God, remember back when we used to have 2:30 kickoffs? Those were great.
Yeah, I know. 11 a.m. kickoffs. What was it? 9 straight at one point.
I think what people found out, Jeremy, is that you can get your full tailgate on starting at 7, 6, 7 in the morning. I don't think.
I
I mean,
can confirm you can do that.
Dan Narva checking in from Michigan. Good day, mates. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Dan, who celebrated an anniversary with his lovely wife. I think he
Oh,
said 25 years, 26 years, but he posted some pictures on social media. We appreciate Dan, and congratulations on your anniversary. Also, from Clinton Liquor there in Seatown, Marty Wandry. Good morning, all. And Marty's going to be on the call tonight in Tuttle, America, as the Clinton Red Tornadoes go to Tuttle, which, Jeremy, I don't pay attention to a lot, but Tuttle, Oklahoma has been the recipient of a lot of alumni donor gifts from Chad Richardson, I think the Paycom dude.
oh, okay. Yeah.
And two seasons ago, we went there for the first round of the playoffs and had to sit outside. And I was kind of miffed about it, but then I realized that even their home broadcast team had to sit outside. And it was because they were constructing a brand new, looked like massive, potentially 2 to 3 story press box there at Tuttle Field. And I can only imagine the state of the art things that they have there. And to build it, here's the thing, that the kicker, to build a new one, you have to make it ADA compliant. So that means there's an elevator. So you're not climbing no stairs with a bunch of equipment to go to,
Good for you. How about
Paycom
that?
Stadium South.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
But anyway, thank you, Marty Wanger, for checking in. He'll be on the broadcast tonight on Red Tornado TV at right.media and also on 97.3 The Score out here in Western Oklahoma. All right, so before we get into the preview of the weekend's games, and there are a lot of them, and just to put it in full transparency, Jeremy, I last week's college football pick'em, I had 6.
I got 13, and it was
6 out of 25.
yeah.
I
If I'm in Vegas, I'm probably doing okay because I'm hitting that 52%, which is the successful gambler rate.
Sure.
But man, it's like, how did yeah, at some point, I think we're just going to have to start throwing a dart.
I'm just going to go Costanza and do the oppo. If I think
I,
that if I think that this team's going to win, go opposite. You know, that's
yeah.
got to be where it goes.
Well, yeah, I dropped a third in the standings there with that 13, and I was surprised I got 13. The later games were kind to me. I
Right now,
believe.
that's usually where I make some hay, and maybe I've hit double digits usually off of those late night Mountain West games or whatever. But you know, San Diego State lays an complete egg at Hawaii, which I kind of felt like they would, but I still went with the favorite. I was like, what? And
So
that was a
I was
blowout.
when I was locking in my picks yesterday. I was putting in the Georgia Texas score, and it will allow you to put triple digits in the scores. I tried to put
Wow.
100 to 7 to Texas or Georgia over Texas, but I
110 to
changed that.
110 to 14.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about that here in a little bit, but there was an interesting article by Bill Connolly, who does a quarterback rankings throughout the different periods of the season, and it was really interesting to see. He had Arch Manning at 35.
That's I mean, that's not ridiculous.
No,
I mean, he
and
hasn't
that's a
shown it.
recovery from what he had going into week 7, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So, really some games where their offense put up a lot of yards and points against their lesser competition, but their defense took a break. But
Mhm.
anyways, Kyle Albert checking in on the show as well. Good morning to you, Kyle Albert. Thank you for checking in on Facebook. So far, all 3 of our comments have been from Facebook, and we appreciate that. So on the flip side of that, I'm looking at their rankings of obviously Ty Simpson for the Alabama Crimson Tide, who OU will face tomorrow, and also John Mateer. Bill Connolly had Ty Simpson drop to 11th, which kind of goes oppo of what, I think. Isn't that a little different than what we're hearing from the national heads, about Ty Simpson's? But according to this, his QBR ratings 81.3. and his yards per drop back are way, way down. I mean, like next to nothing compared to what they were at the beginning of the season. And so,
Well, they're playing better teams right now.
well, that's true, but I mean, they lost to Florida State and he still had a better, yards per drop back in that game than he has the last couple.
True. They have no run game. I mean,
That's what,
none.
yeah, that's what they highlighted.
It's and so they're supplementing having no run game with a lot of short passes, getting guys over the middle, clear outs, swing passes, bubble screens, the bane of John Gruden's existence. High percentage passes that can, bring that defense up so they can hit deep shots. So yeah, that's gonna happen. The same thing with Arch. I mean, they're
Oh,
throwing
yeah, he's getting the
lot of
ball to
choice.
his receivers quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and they're not checkdowns, they're just designed runs. It's
yeah.
just it's a different delivery system.
Well, and, to me, that's fine and dandy. But I think it's also, I mean, you're Alabama, right?
Yeah,
You're
but
Bama.
this ain't Nick Saban's Alabama.
It's
This is
not,
Kalen
but
DeBoer's
still,
Alabama. The offensive line being unable to run block at Alabama is extremely troubling.
yeah,
It's weird. It feels nasty. You're used to seeing guys that, you know, look like they're carved out of marble, behind five dudes that are going, in the first two rounds of the NFL draft,
sure.
and nobody's stopping that. It's different now. NIL has
Well, where I was
and
gonna go with that, if you don't mind me real quick,
oh yeah.
is Ohio State Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama, probably throw Georgia in there and maybe now Oregon. I mean, you're talking about probably that's gonna be 4 out of the top 5 recruiting classes year in, year out. I
Hmm.
think as much as talent on the offensive line, I think it's a willingness to commit to the run, and I just don't I think even as bad as he's looked at times, I think Ryan Day realizes we got to commit some to the run to be able to break out. I mean, because Julian Sayin is who they had as with the top quarterback ranking, I think. But if it just I think, and especially um, in Sark's statement or in Sark's performance, he gets these offensive coordinators. They get impatient, and
Hmm.
like I said with Lincoln Riley, they want to dial up that 16-point play, and it's just commit to the run. And if you commit to it early, you know what it does in the second half, Jeremy?
You can lean on them.
It pays dividends. I
It pays
mean,
dividends.
yeah,
Lincoln never realized, my affinity for the guard tackle counter that he ran, that he blocked,
even though you let him know several times.
what did Gary Patterson say? They block it 9 different ways and you never really know it's coming, but it's
Yeah,
coming. It was always such a great running play, and they had their greatest success when they just hammered it. And
yeah.
especially when they'd have those third quarter lulls. Well, hey, here we go. GT counter. You're not stopping this all day. You're tired.
As much credit as Baker Mayfield receives for that Rose Bowl offensive performance against Georgia,
Rodney
Rodney
Anderson was the
Anderson
best player
was
on the field
was a
that night.
massive dude in that game. And so that if people want to detract from Lincoln Riley's commitment to be balanced, you can go back to that game and look at that. And then even the Texas games before he left, the one that they came back, uh,
Kennedy Brooks.
Kenny Brooks, man. I mean, and you're not talking about guys who go to the league and show out. I mean,
No,
they've both been, had a chance, but not much. But no, I just think if you're Alabama, and this is probably the issue with Kalen DeBoer, and I think he's a great coach. I think he did a magnificent job at Washington. I think he's got Alabama, on trajectory to kind of calm down the lunatics somewhat.
there's no calming those lunatics
No,
down.
there's not. But, to me, I just think he's probably gonna be one of those guys who just kinda, misses out on the message and
Oh
just
hell, Charlie. He's just a West Coast softy.
West Coast soft ass.
West Coast softy just wants to throw the ball. You got to run it.
It's
Hard
football.
nosed football.
He just like that damn leech. Kyle Albert says, I think total points for both Bama and OU, Texas, and UGA will be lower than expected. That's probably not a bad prediction by Kyle Albert because, I mean,
Yeah. Are we previewing this game now? Is that what we're doing?
yeah, I mean, we've been talking about OU Bama now for 10 minutes, so sure.
Okay. Because I like this matchup for Oklahoma. I
Yeah.
do. And I feel like maybe I should check myself into a mental institution because it's a great matchup for Oklahoma. They do things offensively that Oklahoma's really good at stopping. They don't run. They will let pressure get back there. Oklahoma's front seven could be the dominant deciding factor in this game if they can get to Simpson. And I think Simpson's a hell of a quarterback. He rips the ball about as well as anybody in the game. I mean, in the college game right now, his throws are crisp. He's got a really good arm, but he's a little bit mobile, but he's not mobile enough to really piss you off, to borrow a phrase from Brent Venables. If they just decide we're just not going to run the ball, then they've already played right into Brent's hands. But
Yeah.
I
What
just looked at the availability report from last night.
Or
Guess who's
Mason
out?
Thomas?
Guess who's
Who's
doubtful? Who
who's that?
wasn't on the availability report Wednesday?
Who's that?
Gentry Williams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that
I know.
I
I
mean,
know.
don't you figure they've kind of game planned that?
But that would be a massive asset to have him be able to suit up. But I lost Chuck.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
Just
okay. You're just looking at me like I'm going to rant.
no,
The
just had to
Okay.
step off stage for a second.
Oh, step off stage.
Yeah.
You have a stage. I don't have a stage.
I am the dungeon master on this.
Cortland
Or the
Guillory,
DM, we used to call him.
who's a true freshman, is I want to say he's in the top 10 of highest graded corners in the SEC.
He's
He's a
gotta
true
be
freshman.
freshman All-American, right?
He's got to be a freshman All-American. He's been really good. Cam Coleman burned him a couple times, but Cam
Cam
Coleman's
Coleman's gonna burn
great.
a lot.
I mean, Cam Coleman's going to be burning dudes on Sundays. And have a true freshman to limit him a little bit
Yeah.
and to play as well as he's played. He's good. I don't know if he's going to be a travel corner, if he's just going to play one side of the field, but I could see him being a lock up on Ryan Williams, or I can't think of the other kid's name right now, but they've got two good, really good to really good receivers on the outside.
Yeah, I can't think of the other guy's name either, but I'll have it here in just a second.
I mean, LSU is
Bernard.
Bernard. Yes.
Jeremy
Uh,
Bernard.
Jeremy Bernard. Okay. But LSU is not a good football team. Their
Well, they went
coach,
in there and kinda hung, didn't they?
yeah, that interim coach, he looked like he wanted to be anywhere but on that sideline that night. And
Yeah.
he kind of reminded me of the old Colts coach that Jim he was with the Colts in Detroit.
Jim Mora?
No,
Oh,
not Jim Moore. No, Jim Moore was awesome. He always wanted to be there. Uh, I can't think of his name. Someone jump in and help out. Uh, but he just looked like a sphinx on the sideline.
yeah. Former Sparty on that mention with Jeremy, and he's well traveled according to Dan Narva, Washington, Michigan State to Washington to Bama.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now,
What's the
wasn't Kalen DeBoer at Indiana at one time?
was he?
Where was he at before Washington?
Let me effort that. I don't know. Somewhere on the West Coast, probably.
No, I thought he was an Indiana coach
I don't know. I mean,
because
maybe like a
I thought he brought Penix
coordinator.
from Indiana with him.
He might have.
So
I don't. I don't.
eh,
Let me. I'm efforting it. Hang on.
okay, Dan Narva says West
Let's
Coast.
see. Let's see. Sioux Falls, Washington High School, Sioux Falls, Southern Illinois, Eastern Michigan, Fresno, Indiana OC quarterbacks coach 2019.
Okay,
And then back to Fresno, then to Washington,
Washington.
then to Bama.
Okay. Well, it's beyond all the pageantry and the fact that, OU has, 2 losses in conference. Beyond that, you would be talking about this as being a potential playoff or, elimination game. But in essence, I think they are doing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bama's in no means eliminated if they lose.
No.
That would only be a second loss. You're only getting one bid from the ACC. You're probably only getting one bid from the Big 12. They still have a couple of games left. I don't know who they have next week. Probably Citadel or Mercer or whatever that week 12 cupcake they have.
Mhm.
Uh but yeah, Oklahoma's done if they don't win. So back against the wall. They were really good with their backs against the wall a couple weeks ago in an amazing atmosphere at Neyland. We don't talk about that stadium enough. Their production, man, it's like you go to an OU game and it's like our old high school media class, camcorder, and just really, really choppy. And then you
Yeah.
go there and it's a big budget Hollywood movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bryant-Denny Stadium, the parts that I watched last week of the LSU game, they seem to stay loud the entire time. They don't seem to take a break. And
It's
I'll
a
say
tough environment.
yeah, for OU fans, it should be a standard they strive for because I mean,
Mhm.
all I heard was the third quarter how loud it was at the Ole Miss game. It's like, well, you kind of need to keep that same energy throughout, but
Well,
we
when
know
the team comes out and takes their own fans out of the game in the first quarter,
yeah.
it's kind of tough.
Well, and so looking at the offense, I think from what I gather and from what we've seen, and hopefully with a bye week, we're going to see a continually improving John Mateer. As I mean, it just what it has to be, and it's not an excuse to lose to Texas the way they did, but it's obvious that he wasn't ready to come back, and I don't know if him at 60% is better than what they thought Michael Hawkins would be at 100. Um, you know,
I
I
watched
I
Michael Hawkins play against Kent, and yeah, that's what they thought, and they were probably right.
so regardless of that, he, according to the analysts, he is improving. I think we saw that at Tennessee. You would hope that after another week of practice and getting healthy or whatever the case is, that he'll be just really at his prime and optimum going into a very tough road game. But also, you got to take the motivational factor on this, Jeremy, is that Bama probably pretty ticked that it was in essence OU and Xavier Robinson that kept him from making the playoff last year.
Yes, yeah, that was the main reason. You don't go into, I mean, it's an SEC road game, and SEC road games are tough. Look at
Yeah,
Mississippi State; they're just good enough to get beat. But you're going into Norman as a 12.5 point favorite, and you just get walked.
yeah. Well, and
Not
that's
good.
why, it was so odd that last stretch because Bama rolls into Death Valley and just trucks, you know, LSU.
Yeah,
And
and
then they come to Norman, lay an egg, and then we go to Baton Rouge and had them for a half, and then they decided, "Oh, yeah, we're LSU."
yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, these guys can't throw the ball at all. We'll just
Yeah,
stack the box and
yeah.
be
But
let
no,
it be what it is.
yeah. Dan Narvis is not sure how I got that DeBoer wrong, but that's how Penix went from IU to Washington. Good call, Jeremy. It's good call, Chuck, Dan, because I'm the one that remembered
Yeah,
Penix. Yeah.
and he
So
went from
credit where
IU
credit's due.
to Fresno. I don't remember him being the head coach at Fresno State.
No, I don't either. But
Uh,
my
I
Mountain
don't
West
I don't pay much
record,
attention to Fresno State,
my Mountain West
admittedly.
recall can really suffer at times. But hey, we are the Law Dog Sports Podcast, the Weekend Big Show, and he is Jeremy Schroeder. I'm Chuck Ramsey. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a few viewers here, so be sure if you want to comment, just go ahead. We'll read your comment here on the air. And I did a first, Jeremy, for myself. We did a 6-guy roundtable basically for high school playoffs in Western Oklahoma the other night. This StreamYard website works pretty darn good for a lot of that, and as I go along, I figure out that I can do things like this to make
Look
you
at
the
you.
prime speaker, and then
Wow.
just flip it back and
Don't
because
put
see,
me up
like,
there too close, man. It was had a long night last night. So
well, when I did the short on YouTube of you going off on 11 o'clock kickoffs uh, before the Ole Miss game, you have to do more editing and stuff with the shot, and
uh-huh.
I was able to do it, but now we'll know when you really get rolling, we'll focus in on you. All right,
Right on.
so looking at the game tomorrow, Jeremy, OU is a 5.5 point underdog. The over under is 46.5. I just think, you know, man, R. Mason Thomas, I think, was listed as questionable on the last report I saw. Um, Devontae
I'm
Barnes
forwarding that
also listed
availability
as
report.
questionable. I mean, I don't know. What are you looking at as far as you know, what OU will be able to do on the regular?
Well, I think we've learned that R. Mason Thomas is a great player, but the guys behind him are really good.
Sure.
And I don't. There's the Thursday report. Okay, so out we've got the same three offensive linemen that have been out all
Yeah.
year. Doubtful Gentry Williams. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Questionable Barnes Tatum. Okay. If Barnes plays, that's great. He's only going to play if they get down enough to where they have to chuck the ball a lot. Tatum, R. Mason Thomas, questionable. Jaden Jackson, which I was surprised by that.
That one, I saw that one on Twitter. That one was a little off putting.
But with the way they're doing their NIL and their recruiting is they're really loading up on edge and D tackle.
Yeah.
So they're deep there. Taylor Wine, which he was the consolation prize for losing Colton Vosick. Now Taylor Wine's leading the SEC in tackles for losses, and Colton Vosick's leading the SEC in blocks in the back on punt returns.
Yeah.
So I think
He gets a
Oklahoma
lot of them.
won that deal.
Yeah.
But Wine's good. Okoye's a good player. The Coyote.
Okoye is he's kind of showed out the last couple of weeks.
And who's had a solid season that no one talks about is Marvin Jones Jr. He's been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Hey,
and
if you're
and
not
and PJ Adebawore, who's
Mhm.
long,
Yeah.
fast, and makes plays when he's on the field. They got four really good edge rushers without our Mason Thomas. He is a massive luxury, but you can survive the game without him.
Yeah. I just don't
As
want to roll into Bryant Denny with two
hey,
down on our
I
depth chart
I know,
line.
and we
I
and we
mean,
know how dynamic Heupel's offense is.
mm,
Guess who didn't play in the second half when they made their run and really
yeah,
got the put the tree branch in the spokes of the
the
bike
guy
tire?
the guy with the pulled hammy.
That was a quad, I think, but you're right. So, it's not like John Mateer's not playing, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say. Okay.
sure.
If Mateer's down, then you might be in some trouble. First year in the offense for Hawkins. He's
Mhm.
still mentally going through whatever they did to him last year,
Well,
which was
comparison-wise, Jeremy, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, you're good.
Comparison-wise, I mean, it's not even, and we know that Bama has, a few more standouts on the offensive skill position. I would
It's
probably
receiver,
say,
yeah.
yeah, it's receiver, it's Ryan Williams. But is it Ryan Williams or is it
Yes, it's Ryan Williams.
so you got a William they're such common names. You got a Williams at Bama and a Smith at Ohio State, and I truly get them confused. But Marty Wandry says Bama opened up at 7 under, and so the money must be on OU right now. That's probably, Marty does
Well,
spend OU Texas weekend at the sports book, so he knows.
yeah, it's moved a point and a half towards Oklahoma. So I don't know. It jumped back to 6.5 late to Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then moved right back to 5.5 yesterday. So
Cameron Hall checking it. Go ahead.
see what the sports books are saying right now, but I'm sure Marty's got a ticker somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's getting the old ticker tape.
Yeah, Cam, you're right. I mean, Oklahoma is deeper. I think that the offensive line, my fever dream when we started the season was to see Fasusi, Foji, and Eddie Pierre-Louis starting on the offensive line. I finally got it. It's like I got
Yeah.
a new toy. I'm so happy about it.
I'll say this, Jeremy. Bama's 15th in the country in red zone, and they are also 21st in the country in third down percentage. That's probably where it's going to break down if it does.
Yeah, if Oklahoma can limit the middle of the field on big downs, which
Mm-hmm.
the Achilles heel of the Brent Venables defense, what has always been right behind the linebackers,
Yeah.
especially third and long, they're gonna run some sort of little dig right behind the linebackers, and they're gonna convert. They did some different things that I haven't seen from a Brent Venables defense in a while last week, where they would drop a safety into that zone, or play two high safeties, and then you see a deep shot get picked off twice. When's the last time we've seen that?
Yeah. Well,
So evolution, right? Maybe he went and rubbed that rock in Clemson, and he's going to come with some magic this weekend,
I mean,
because it kind of seemed last year like Venables had a really good plan against Alabama.
mm-hmm.
Now that
Yeah.
was a different animal with a running quarterback who could never get untracked. And it just seemed like Danny Stutzman met him in the hole in the first play, and he's like, "Yeah, I think we're done here." So,
Yeah.
Kobe McKenzie's going to play. You're going to have Kip Lewis, and then the Heineke kid going to be
Was
running
there a
around.
there was a Kip 6 in that game last year, right?
There was a Kip 6 in that game,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I thought.
and it
All
was
right.
the carbon copy of the Auburn Kip 6.
It was that route that he read. Well, and I the thing is, let's talk about reality. Tough place to win. A team whose trajectory is going up, regardless
Yes.
of their quarterbacks, um, you know, downfalls this year so far. But you know, the reality is yes, if you lose it, you're probably out of a playoff spot. But there's still a lot to play for.
Oh
And
yeah. I mean, you go from 6-7 to 9-3. I'll
yeah,
take
and
that. That's
you've
a good
got
deal.
home games coming up against teams who probably are trying to get some foot. I thought Missouri put up a good fight against A&M last week, but just
They're
didn't
gonna
have
be favored. They're gonna be favored going forward. They'll
okay.
be favored against Missouri. They'll be favored against LSU.
Yeah. And then, it was so funny because after the game, uh Fat Andy Bernard's on the presser saying, we've got to get out of this playoff or bust mentality. I
Well,
guess you're not making you have no shot
when
at the
you're at
playoff
Missouri,
now.
you can do that. When you're at Missouri, you can do that. When you're at
Yeah.
Oklahoma, you can't do that.
No, you got to be
But
shooting the playoff.
6-7 to 9-3 with marked improvement, and you're going to have the core back next year
Mhm.
with a young, really good offensive line, and
Well, and that's another thing I wanted to ask you. How much coming off of the bump, for how they performed for the most part against Tennessee, the offensive line coming off of that, and then being able to have another week to work and maybe gel and have the same players out there as a unit. Can we expect a little something bonus from Beadenbow this week?
bonus like what, him get some more money.
Like his unit perform better.
I think
God,
so.
how is that not
Hey,
self-explanatory?
they weren't bad against Tennessee,
That's what I
and
meant.
that was what, their second week as a unit, because I know I don't think Eddie Pierre-Louis started against Ole Miss, but he played a lot.
Yeah.
So, those guys were on the field together a lot. Foji got his first start that week. Yeah, I mean, there'll be a gel. Everyone knows where they're going to go. X should know how his guys are going to block certain things, so he'll know where to go with the football.
Yeah. Well,
Just got to get Mateer in the pocket with good footwork, not trying to recreate that logo on his headband. Just drive it,
when
step
we
into it and
when we
drive it.
became a running man school, we didn't mean for our quarterback to be airing it out that way.
Right. It's little things, just tweak little things, and you're good. I mean, they
Yeah,
have a good football team. That being said, I'm picking Alabama,
sure.
and because they're at home, it's Alabama. I
Yeah.
can't not pick Alabama. I think they've got a really good team. It's a tough spot for Oklahoma to be in, playing back-to-back huge road games in the SEC, in awesome atmospheres.
Mhm.
Something's got to give. It'll be a competitive game. That 5.5 points is probably right. I think Vegas thinks the score is going to be 26-20 because the over-under is right in that area.
Yeah.
So, one score game. I mean,
Yeah.
but that gives you a puncher's chance to win that thing, right? And that's all you can
Oh,
ask
sure.
for at this
Sure.
point.
And you want a classic. I mean,
Yeah,
last year it was a great win for OU. I
but
love them
it
like
was
that.
not a good football game
Not a great
because
football
Oklahoma
game.
just put belt to ass.
Yeah, and when you go on the road in the SEC, you're hoping that win or lose.
It's not often in 2024, 2025 college football you can say belt to ass about a game that was 24-3. The offense really didn't
That
do
is
a
very
whole lot.
true. Yes, but the SEC just means more, Jeremy.
Sure, it means so much more. You don't even know.
Well, OSU is hosting Kansas State, and I was thinking how many feral cat mascots there are now in the Big 12. You've got
Got
let's see,
Wildcats. You got
you got
some.
Bearcats,
Oh, we got
got
two
Cougars,
Wildcats.
you got two
Arizona,
Cougars,
two Cougs. Yeah,
yeah, two Cougs and a Bearcat. A lot of cats in the Big
a
12,
lot of
and
cats.
the Avery Johnson cats are rolling into Stillwater, and
Don't
they
want
are
cats. I want dogs.
I want a bunch of dogs. Greatest presser of all time. The Pokes are rolling into this home affair as 19.5 point dogs. And, I the coaching search, normally you start hearing some things, and I'm just not I'm not following all of the OSU pages on social media, but I mean, what's the plan?
I haven't heard anything since they were talking about Colin Klein.
Yeah.
So I literally I honestly I don't have any idea what's going on up there, and truthfully, they probably don't either.
No.
I mean, they're in that reaching out to agents and presenting financial packages stage. I don't think
Yeah.
they've gotten a bite yet.
Well, and it's going to be a tough haul against K-State this week. They're smarting, from what K-State do last week? Were they on a bye?
I think they
Two
lost
weeks
last
ago,
week.
Tech handed them, so they had a bye week, and then now
Okay.
they're on the road. But just going into it, I mean, this could be Avery Johnson kind of reasserting himself, as to what K-State fans have thought he should be doing all along.
This is going to be a human nature game for Kansas State because
Yeah.
they got handled by Texas Tech, and they
Hmm.
have a week off. How excited can you get these kids to play against a team that has won 4 ball games in 2 years and only has won 1 this year and is in a program that's in complete free fall?
Yeah.
I mean, how
And
excited can Kleiman get these kids to play? They might start slow. I think they'll
yeah.
cover I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of points for K-State against a really, really bad Oklahoma State team. Yeah, they'll start slow, but they'll cover that.
Yeah, I mean,
They'll pull
and
away
that's the
from them
thing
just
about
because they're a
OSU
better football
during
team.
I'm sorry, go ahead, I
I
interrupted.
mean, they'll pull away from the second half just because it's Oklahoma State.
That's what I was
They
gonna
have a
say.
quarterback now. Zane Flores is playing, but they don't have a whole lot else.
Yeah, he didn't really shine when he came in for Haas Haney, and then before he got hurt. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's just to go 1-11 on the season is what they're looking at. They go to UCF next week, and then they wrap up at home against Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell might find a way to lose that game on senior night at Boone Pickens.
Maybe they should borrow some uniforms from East Central Oklahoma, and he'll think he's playing a D2 squad and go out
And
there and puke
Langston is
down his
just down
shirt.
the road. But no, I just it's so stunning with the Pokes this season, Jeremy, and the fact that I mean they can't even muster, something close. I mean, I guess the
No,
closest they had was against Cincinnati, and they kind of stayed competitive for 3 quarters, and then
that first
yeah,
game after Gundy was fired, when they just came out and unloaded the clip on trick plays, and
yeah,
they were in it for a half, but then just got handled in the second half. I can't even remember who that game was against.
It was, I believe Utah, wasn't it?
Was it Utah? It might have been Utah.
No, Baylor.
Baylor.
Baylor,
And
sorry.
Baylor's okay this year,
They're
but
nothing they're
they're
nothing
nothing to write home about being
no.
competitive with Baylor.
Yeah. All right, so, I would probably take K-State to cover that just because I don't think I just, just don't think OSU's got the will or the horses anymore.
They don't.
I
It's
don't know if
it
they had the horses to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an Oklahoma State fan, but man, I feel bad for the kids that stuck around because they're just getting
I feel
they're
bad for the fans, and really, I know a lot of OSU fans, and I mean, you talk about a committed group, and and they live and breathe the orange and black.
uh-huh.
But I mean, it would I mean, we've seen by the by the spectacle that was the student section that's now caught on with every other school in the country. You know, taking a whole section up and taking off your shirt and waving it. But I just think to myself, the OSU fans in general that you couldn't tell me they had a bigger thing going on for a 4-month period than getting up to Stilly for a home game,
I know. It's really bad. It's like when Oklahoma left the conference, they took Oklahoma State's will to compete with them.
But they will, they'll also rub in that final Bedlam win too
That's
on social
okay.
media.
They've
So
only got 4 wins since then, don't
so
they?
screw them.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Enjoy it
your
for
terrible
eternity.
season.
We don't
Yeah.
care.
All right. So nationally and also SEC wise, and back on the just last thing on the OSU thing. I mean, you saw last week if you watched this episode or this show, we went to Texas Tech, even though OSU was on a bye. We went to Texas Tech and previewed with Ryan Hyatt because that was a humongous game in the Big 12, and normally that would be, we would be trying to find something with OSU, regardless of what people
I know.
believe.
I
We
know.
do want to cover some OSU.
It if Oklahoma's not playing, we are definitely going to try to cover it.
Yeah,
It's tough these days because there's nothing good going on up there right now.
there's no potential for hope.
Yeah, and when Oklahoma left the conference, I hope Oklahoma State is able to compete, keep going what they've got going, but they just. I mean, Gundy fell apart. He's still being named for job. He's still being mentioned for jobs, which I don't
Mhm.
understand that because he never adapted to the way college football is now. But I mean, they need to get involved in some of these, just to get some buzz around the program. Like, oh, we're talking to this,
Yeah,
just leak it out there. Just create some buzz. You
exactly.
still have to recruit the brand, at least because this next recruiting class, Chuck, is I don't even know where it is. I don't know if they've what it's going to be.
I think they picked up some Oklahoma kids who are
Who
3 and
just
4
wanted to play at
stars.
Oklahoma State,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I get that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but
Well, and we talk a lot, and we've said this on this program a lot. You don't want to follow a legend at a program,
no.
but honestly, I mean,
If I had to follow a legend, it'd be Mike Gundy because he fell flat on
that's
his
what I was
face
going
in
to
the
say.
last
I
few
mean, that's
years.
the lesser of the evils if you have to. I
I
mean,
mean, you're
because
not following Saban.
no,
Now, 2 years ago, following Gundy might have been a bit of a chore,
sure, sure.
but after 3 and 9 and then the way it went down, losing by 127 points to Oregon on the road,
Well, and before the OAN,
yeah, it's
debacle.
not as daunting.
No. Dan Narvis says at least no scandal for the Pokes, right? With a question mark.
We're talking about Mel, up there at what, Mel Tucker, was that his name? The coach up at Michigan State that
at
was,
Michigan, yeah,
up to some
was that sexual
shenanigans,
harassment?
something like that.
I don't know.
There
I
can
mean,
always be a scandal. They may have just covered it up because, they tried to leak some things out there about Gundy, undermining his coordinators
yeah,
and doing some shady stuff with recruits, but it never really got any legs.
yeah. Dan Narva is referring to the debacle at East
Did you know
Lansing.
Jo did you know Joshua Eaton was at Michigan State?
No,
Do you know who Joshua Eaton is?
no.
He played corner at OU when Muleshoe was here.
Josh Eaton.
Josh
Did he
Eaton.
play much, or did he?
Yes, he was the one who kept getting. He was in against TCU when they had those big tall receivers. They threw him on the field as a true freshman, and he was about 6'3" and about 108 pounds. Just looked like a string bean out there, and just
Huh.
kept getting worked in the end zone. But I
Well,
see he's playing at Michigan State, so that's cool.
I know this about Michigan State. They are really welcoming basketball season. I mean, Izzo got the big win over who was it they played earlier in the week? I watched part of it.
And why
Daggone it.
wouldn't you? They'd probably, even if they were good in football, they'd be welcoming basketball season because Izzo's won a lot.
He has. All right. So looking at the scoreboard, Jeremy, some other matches going on. Obviously, Texas at Georgia is a huge one. We will we'll be
Said
paying attention to
matches
that one.
on the pitch. Feel like
On
I'm
the
do you ever I'm sorry, I'm gonna chase a rabbit here. Do you have Sirius XM in your truck?
Yes.
Do you ever listen to those Sunday morning NFL games in Europe?
No, I have not. I'm usually rolling out of
Oh,
bed and catching them
there's
on
a
the TV.
there's a British guy on play-by-play. It's really fun to listen to.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
So I'm like thinking
So
like, "Wait, did he just was that a soccer term? I don't
at
want
the back
okay."
is the Tuscaloosa. Yeah, I think, on my viral clip when Weatherford beat Anadarko 4-2, I think the part of the clip that made the social media rounds was me saying when CJ Nixon hit his first free throw, said Weatherford leads 1-0. Proper terminology there.
Yeah.
All right. So but Texas rolls into Athens and between the hedges once again. And they are, I believe, dogs going into this. Let me get this pulled up here as I try
Yes,
to.
they are a 6-point underdog.
Yeah. Um, man, Arkansas rolls into Death Valley. That'd be pretty cool to see. Could Petrino levitate himself into a head coaching spot?
He's not getting that job.
Let's see here. Let me find the dang Texas line and scores and crap. There it is. Texas and Georgia 5-10 matchup, and it is what I show a 6.5 point
Okay.
leaning towards UGA. Total is 49.5. That's a night game in Athens. Everybody's talking about the much improved trajectory of Arch Manning, which obviously Sark has realized we've got really good receivers. Let's get it out into space. But I tell you, what he does best is pick apart prevent defenses going deep once he eludes some pressure. That's truly been shown to what he does the best.
All that being said, Kirby maybe Kirby may be Sark's daddy and put the house on the dogs.
I just
Night game in
feel like
Athens, bro.
this Texas team is just dickheadish enough to go in there and win. I just
I also know if it's a close game, Sark's gonna Sark.
Well, yeah, if Texas can't get on them early and make them doubt, what they're really doing, then
Six
yeah,
points is a score.
yeah, but I mean, I'm just talking about if they came out and the defense really shined because I think Gunnar Stockton is in the top 10 of what Bill Connolly put out on quarterbacks, but I mean, do you have?
Man,
I tell you this
they're at
much,
home at
one
night
thing
in
that
prime time. That
I
place
get
is
it,
gonna
I get
be
it,
so
yeah.
toxic.
I mean, they rolled into DKR and put belt to arse last year, so I don't know. It's just I just think Texas is one of those teams that's going to, when you knock them down, they're going to pop up and put a middle finger right in your face.
I just believe in my soul that Georgia is going to win this game.
Yeah,
And until Sark gets over his Kirby hump, I will pick them every time.
sure. Florida rolls into Oxford 11.5 point dogs. I see Trinidad Chambliss having a big day against the Gators at home.
I do too. I
I'll tell
so
you what. Go ahead, finish that thought, and then we'll jump on our picks list.
DJ Lagway, is he out?
Mm.
If he's out,
Oh, if
oh,
he's out,
all
yeah.
day. Ole Miss. Ole Miss has a good football team. We saw that in Norman. That offense it's fun to watch. It's dynamic. Trinidad
Mm,
Chambliss, man, talk about a kid who should be getting some Heisman love, who's really not.
yeah.
He
Uh, I
is dynamite, and
I
how
don't
he ended up
see.
playing at Ferris State blows my mind.
Well, they're the Cadillac of D2 programs, Jeremy. So
Don't care. Don't care. How did so many of these
careful. We got a good
so-called
listener up in Michigan.
Oh
I don't
no,
know who's another
no, I mean,
longtime supporter.
and I am not this is no knock on Ferris State
No, no,
because
I
he
get
went and played there. But we have all these so-called expert talent evaluators
oh, yeah, and
running around
recruiters.
the country, and a kid with his skill set and his ability doesn't end up at one of the FBS powers or
Yeah.
at least a good FBS program. I How
Well,
do you miss that bad?
I'll just say this. I mean, there can be a lot of development at the D2 level that just,
I get
kind of
it,
shows itself. I mean, he might have been a lot more unfinished, and Dan Narvik can
but
probably chime in and let us know. But I'll just say this.
but
Uh,
doing it at Ferris State and
mhm,
then coming in and doing it the same thing in the SEC, just being really, really good, you don't see that.
yeah. Well, here's Dan's response. Trent was a slow grower who Tony Anise recognized because he was a point guard.
Distribute the
So,
ball.
yeah. Um, I don't know. It's just I'm like you. I totally agree with you. If there's a mobile quarterback who shows that he has the proclivity to send the ball down the field with
He made
any
a
sort of accuracy, I'm probably
he
taking a
made a
flyer.
he made a couple of those throws that you just don't coach against Oklahoma, those bucket
Mhm.
throws in between defenders, just dropping it right over the top.
Yeah,
And really good, layers the ball over linebackers in front of the safeties, strong arm, can move around. He's
yeah.
yeah, he's a good player. I'll just gush about the kid because man, he's good.
And his story would be make an amazing Heisman
It
story.
it really would. I don't know
Well,
how much Dan, what's his classification? Is he a junior, sophomore? Is he coming back next year? Because that'd be awesome.
here's the thing. He, you know, Ole Miss is 9-1. What do they got? The
Yeah.
Egg Bowl and what? I mean, they played the bulk of their schedule.
And,
Mississippi, yeah, they got tomorrow, and then they're off, and then the Egg Bowl. So
yeah.
he could pad the stats, and
Uh-huh.
they could be in the SEC championship, Jeremy. And if he
I
showed
know.
out in that, you think he's not going to be a Heisman consideration?
No, I don't, because Mendoza's got it on lock.
I don't know. I mean, I still think that SEC bias can work its way in, and I mean, all it
And
takes is about 2.5 weeks of the publicity machine to kind of get that going. And I think college football still defaults to the SEC. And what if Mendoza went out and laid an egg in the Big Ten championship?
who won the Heisman last year?
Ashton Genty? No, Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. What
Yeah,
conference he playing?
Big 12.
Who won the Heisman the year before that?
I can't. Who?
I don't know. Caleb
uh,
Williams won the Heisman the year before that, and he's a Pac-12.
who did win the Heisman between Caleb Williams and
Oh my God, you're supposed to know this stuff.
I know, and this used to be stuff I could pull off the top of my
Well,
head.
Cameron's
Uh,
listening, dude. Jump in. Let's go.
so Dan Narvis says that Trinidad Chambliss had to bulk up and work his way up the depth chart. Here's the thing, Jeremy. That kid did it at Ferris State. We used to see kids do that at OSU and K-State and Iowa State that, got started in the program and then stayed in the program and then really showed out their junior and senior years. That's where I fear NIL is kind of taken
Jaden
away.
Jaden Daniels.
Aiden Daniels. Okay. So
So that's SEC, and then you had
which they
Caleb
gave a
Williams.
secondary trophy to Malik Neighbors that season.
Yeah. I mean, there have been quite a few SEC. Well, there's been one, two, three, four SECs in the last 7, but then you had Lamar Jackson, Mariota won it. Winston. So
Yeah.
it evens out. I do think Fernando Mendoza is going to win the Heisman just
We'll see.
because
I mean, it
just
just
because
kind of depends on
Indiana's
this run.
he had his Heisman moment last week against Penn State. That ball,
It helps when
that
Gus
that
Johnson
drive,
is screaming at the
losing
top of
his
his lungs.
losing his voice and screaming, cracking
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
kind of like
All right.
Carl Lewis doing the national anthem. Uh-oh.
All right, let's get on our picks. Dan Narva did say he met Trinidad Chambliss last April. Cool, confident, but extremely pleasant. I think they're going to try for one more year of eligibility. Hey,
Cool. Awesome.
kudos to the D2 players who get their chance at the highest level. And really
And
kudos
usually
to Lane Kiffin.
there's a learning curve, and he broke it. He came in
Sure.
first start like 350. Okay.
Offense is offense, Jeremy.
Yeah. And he's on the lane train, which is very quarterback friendly.
Definitely. All right. Tonight, Clemson is at Louisville. They are 3-point dogs. I've got the Cardinals bouncing back and taking that one.
I also have Louisville.
All right. Notre Dame travels to Pitt, and they are 11 and a half point favorites. I'm taking Notre Dame, but man,
Same.
there's a lot of pressure on them right now because
If they lose,
they
they're
know they've
done.
got to show out on top of actually getting a win.
And Pittsburgh's got a pretty good squad this year. They're ranked.
Pretty
They're
deep.
playing at whatever you want to call their home
Three
stadium.
Rivers.
It used to be Heinz Field. It's now I can't
Sure,
think of the
some
name.
stupid bank.
It's
I don't even
an
care.
insurance company, and it's pronounced weirdly for how it's spelled.
Yeah. So Pitt is 11 and a half point dogs at home. Everything in me wants to choose Pitt, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Yeah, same.
K-State at Stillwater, 19 and a half point favorites, as we mentioned. I'll take K-State on that one all day.
Same.
South Carolina rolls into College Station, 19 and a half point favorites, and I think Lenora Sellers out.
He has opted out for the rest of the season to enter the transfer portal.
Oh Lord, are
So
we
he'll
seeing
be
the
at
end?
Miami next year.
Are we seeing the end of Beamer Ball at Columbia on the horizon?
Probably.
Or is it a situation where you keep him because you don't want to get in the coaching search?
That could very well be. You can live with 7-5, 8-4,
Yeah,
but not having a job that you can't fill with who you want is
somebody
that's bad.
better.
Yeah.
Cincinnati is 6.5 point favorites at home against the Arizona Wildcats. Bearcats on Wildcats. I'll take Cincinnati in that one.
Same.
Of course, I say that and Noah Fafita will pass for 500 yards or something.
Of course it will.
South Florida, the one group of 5 team that's getting some love as a potential playoff entrant, and could potentially bump OU or Texas if they do. So, they are a 10 and a half point favorite going to Navy. I like South Florida to go up there and try to prove a point.
Same.
All right. This was one that I had to ask myself and just kind of paying attention to what's going on. Air Force 7-point dogs going into UConn. The Huskies 7-point favorites. That's a Saturday 11 a.m. kickoff. I like a cadet's ability to wake up and play better than some UConn kid. So I've got the Falcons covering the 7.
I got UConn.
UTSA at Charlotte. Did you see the graphic of the guy that that I don't know if he did it himself or somebody made the mistake, but when Charlotte played University,
the
ex-wife bowl. But this week it's the UTSA Bowl, and the Roadrunners are 18 and a half point favorites going into Charlotte, but the 49ers, I've got them at home.
Yeah, I think I'm going to flip that over to Charlotte just because it's at home. I watched them play. They hung with Virginia. Who the North Texas?
Well, yeah.
I think I watched the same night I watched the Virginia Tech game. At home, that's a ton of points.
It is, and UTSA, I just don't know from week to week what you're going to get because they put it on Tulane, and then I don't know that American Conference is just kind of wacky.
It is.
West Virginia at Tempe, 11.5 point dogs. I like Rich Rod going back to the Sunshine State or the let's see, Land of Enchantment's New Mexico. I don't know what Arizona is, but he's going
It's
back to
Arizona.
where, huh?
It's Arizona.
We're Arizona. I like the Mountaineers 11.5 point dogs just to cover that.
So it's not going to happen. But I did pick West Virginia in there. I like Rich Rod going in. They're playing better. So we both picked West Virginia, which means they will lose by 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that's total death nail right there.
Mm.
Or what was the movie on Seinfeld? Death Blow.
Death blow.
Man, we're missing the death blow. Oregon State, the Beavs roll into what I still call Skelly Stadium, 2.5 point favorites. I like the Golden Hurricane to come out of that and cover.
I do too.
That's a noon game there in T-Town. New Mexico, 14.5 point favorites at home over the Jade Norvellis Colorado State Rams. I'll take the Lobos to cover that one.
Same. The interim coach bump is done.
Yeah.
Give me the Lobos.
Virginia travels to Duke, 5.5 point dogs. Cavaliers kind of showed some promise at the beginning of the conference slate, but they've kind of fallen. I'm just not sold to think Duke's going to cover a 5.5 point spread.
I got Duke covering at home. Virginia dropped one last week. Looked bad doing it.
They really did.
Give me Duke.
Was that Wake?
Yes.
Wake has been psychotic this season too.
They have been, and their coach is being mentioned for jobs. So
there you go.
Okay. I get it's tough to win at Wake Forest.
It is.
It really is.
Let's see. Todd Bruner checking in from Right Radio. What about Oklahoma Baptist at Southern Mass game days there? Wasn't there some dissent from some D2 folks that were, I think some Great American Conference people were mad that like game day wasn't going to go to Ouachita Baptist or something down in Arkansas. I saw some banter about that. Thanks, Todd Bruner, for checking in.
That seems slightly unhinged.
Yeah, well, that's Arkansas. NC State at Miami. Carson Beck bowl. Well, not a bowl. He's just playing for them. Wolfpack 14.5 point dogs. I'll take the Canes to cover that.
Canes got to start winning. They got to get in that ACC championship game if they want any chance to get in the playoffs. So I got them too.
You know who's got a line on that ACC championship appearance again, don't you?
Ponies.
Kevin Jennings and the Ponies, baby.
That's right.
All right, Sparty hosts Penn State tomorrow at 2:30. Spartans are 7-point dogs. I'll like them to cover that. I've
got Penn State, but I'm pretty sure that the Magic's run out on the interim coach bump.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this. I'm going to keep looking at it. I've got till let's see, what time does that game kick off? 3:30 p.m. Eastern to change that pick. So I'll make a note. Because I just don't know what you're going to get from Penn State.
Yeah, and then the heartbreak from last week's,
they should have won that game last week. Just get one stop.
Yeah. Nevada's a 9.5 point dog to San Jose at home. Mountain West, God, pick them.
Right. I got San Jose State.
When I think I've got a line on some of the Mountain West teams, they just totally blow me up. So I'm going to go with the Wolfpack since I kind of need to be doing those antithesis picks, Jeremy, to try to see if they hit,
So let me announce this next one.
Yeah.
So we've got Iowa traveling to the Mausoleum in Compton, California to play Tebow and the Southern Cal Trojans.
Mm-hmm.
I will never pick USC. So I've got Iowa covering the 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Trojans. I think Iowa's another one of those squads that just kind of lost the heartbreaker late. They put out everything they could to beat that Oregon team and just couldn't get it done. I don't know where you go from there. So I'll take USC.
You beat USC. That's where you go from there.
Well, it's a perfect spot for Muleshoe to go out there and just have his guys perform.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a perfect spot for Iowa's run game to just take it over.
And plus,
run game and tight ends, man. It's the Iowa way.
Lincoln Riley came out and said he's where he's supposed to be. So
he's obviously going to be the next head coach at
New York Giants,
LSU, Baylor.
I tell you, there's only one
the Giants.
Only one coach is going to be at LSU. You know
Well,
who that is.
they're never gonna hire him again, no matter how
Come on,
much you
Jeremy.
pray on it, how many candles you light.
Come on,
It ain't
Jeremy.
happening. I mean, it's
Come on.
perfect.
Go
It makes
Tigers.
sense. Win a
Hey,
national
how many
title, and
times
you
did
don't even get 3
Steinbrenner
years
hire
after
Billy
that.
Martin?
Oh my gosh. Infinity until he dies.
Yeah. Remember the Seinfeld where he's telling telling George about all the coaches. He just starts with Billy Martin again.
So, Seinfeld reference. You know what the 10th was, right?
The
November
10th,
10th, the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund
Edmund
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
So we've been dealing
No,
with
that
that
was the
all
guy who
week.
sang the song.
No, I thought Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't. No, that was
The Andrea Doria.
yes.
What was it George said that he's into the water like an old man in a hot tub or something like that?
Yes.
Todd Bruner suggests Les Miles to go back to the Bayou
I don't.
Bengals. So.
No.
All right,
No.
so OU 6 or 5. Let's see, what have I got here? 6-point dogs, according to Yahoo on the pick'em. I'll take Alabama to cover that.
I got Bama in that one.
All right,
Just for
UCF rolled
vibes.
into Lubbock, big hype after last week's, and that's one thing we forgot to talk about, Jeremy, was the performance that Texas Tech put together last week against what I think is a really quality BYU team. Ryan Hyatt, talked about it. This Texas Tech defense, it's got to be so wild for Texas Tech fans to see their squad go out and actually able to get stops.
Yeah, what they win 24-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you give
Yep.
up 3 points to a good BYU team.
Yeah.
You've got it going there. You got it going on. I mean, I know money, dollar signs,
Don't care.
ACS. Don't
I
care.
mean,
There
this
you got them
country's
playing
founded
together.
on
They have
founded on get the money however you can. So why
they
worry about
are
it now?
they have a great defense. Their offense is good enough.
Mhm.
They're going to make a run, man. They are going to make a run in the playoff.
They are 24-point favorites over Scott Frost and UCF. That's a lot of points, but with a defense like that, and if Baron Morton stays healthy again, it's probably not a hard issue in Lubbock.
No, they're going to take care of that. 24 points. It could be 24-0. That's
Maybe I should take UCF just to see if I can
push.
Pull one out there.
Maybe.
I think I'm going to. I gotta do something. I'm hemorrhaging. North Carolina Tar Heels have played better as of late, but they're 6.5-point dogs at Wake Forest. As you mentioned, there's probably some scuttlebutt about Wake Forest coach potentially getting some offers. I'll take Belichick to kind of keep the ball rolling and get that cover there in North Carolina.
Yeah, he is got them playing better. Wake Forest is so just bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
They look like a really good football team one week, and then they look like they could lose to a high school team. I don't know which one we're going to get this week, but just to be safe, huh?
What an odd score last week, 16-9. They beat Virginia.
So was that 3 field goals, or was that a touchdown, extra point, and a safety? Where's it on Scoregami?
Yeah, let me see here. So 21-yard field goal, 34-yard field goal. No, that's Virginia. Never mind. Punt return for a touchdown, a field goal, a 50-yard field goal, and another field goal. So they must have missed an extra point.
Yeah.
No, all the extra points were good.
That's I don't know what you're looking. I don't know.
I'm looking at their score from last week, and why we're spending so much time looking at Wake Forest scores, I don't know.
I don't either.
49-yard field goal, that's 3. A 50-yard field goal, that's 6. Another field goal, that's 9.
Uh-huh.
And then 7. That's 16.
That's 16. You're looking at the wrong team.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, how they got to 16.
No, I was talking about the 9. So that was 3 field goals for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Virginia,
all right.
3 field goals. I knew.
Moving on. Utah State is traveling to Vegas to Allegiant Stadium to play.
I'm done with Dan Mullen. He can suck it. I'm Aggies.
I have picked the Aggies. The lone time I picked the Aggies, they upset somebody, so we are all in on the Aggies this week. Dan Mullen he's dead to me. Former Oklahoma offensive coordinator Dan Mullen. I picked him every week because it's Dan Mullen. He's gonna have him performing, and they have not done well for me. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Ole
Utah
Miss
State.
Ole Miss 15.5-point favorites over the Dogs, as you mentioned. I didn't see DJ Lagway on an injury report on the score, but any questionability with him, they're gonna struggle anyways. I like Ole Miss to cover that 15.5.
Maybe he also got benched. Who knows?
No telling. And he's been pretty awful.
Yeah.
Utah rolls into Waco, 8.5-point favorites. I kind of feel like Dave Aranda will figure out a way for the Bears to cover that.
I've got Baylor in that one as well, against my better judgment and my man crush on Kyle Whittingham. I have picked Baylor. Aranda will figure it out at home. It's
Yep.
gonna be a tight game, but I think Baylor will get inside that 8.5 points.
Are they even? I haven't caught the last couple of Utah games to see if Devin Dampier is.
Oh heck, they're ranked 15th. I mean, they're having
Yeah,
a good
and they're
season.
coming along.
Yeah,
After
it's not all about playoffs,
that beat down by Texas Tech. So trying to find where that's at, and there it is, 13 Utah. And on this injury report, I don't see Dampier. So Texas rolls into between the is it they have hedges at Death Valley, Georgia, or wait, no, what
Death Valley.
Georgia's just between the hedges, right?
Yes.
They're not at Death Valley. All right. I think I knew that.
Go
Ugga
Dogs.
6-point favorite, and the dogs could end up covering that. I'll go with Georgia.
Oh, I talked you into it.
Yeah,
Georgia.
I had that picked. I'm just, it's banter.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Mississippi State traveling to Columbia to play in
Fighting
front of the
Death Valley.
Rocks. I got Mississippi State here. They have played well enough to make pretty much every game close. Missouri, we don't know what they're down to their third quarterback now. I think Mississippi State's going to get inside that 7. Heck, they might win that thing.
Yeah.
Levy's shown me a lot as a head coach this year, and bringing a bunch of transfers from a really, really bad roster he had last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they are playing for bowl eligibility.
Yeah.
Give me Mississippi State. Get inside that 7, possibly win it.
I got to go with Tigers. Mizzou on this one. Fat Andy Bernard, I think, will figure out a way to win at home, and probably if they do, it would be by the cover. I don't know. Blake Shapen is listed as probable, so there's that. But yeah, Mississippi State has probably developed quite a bit along their turmoiled season, just because the fact like you said, they put it on Arkansas, and then it's like that you're figuring out how to win.
You lose big,
yeah,
then you lose by a little, then you win by a little, then you start winning.
Also, Brad Norfleet for the Tigers is listed as questionable. He's quite a good tight end, if I remember right.
Yes,
but they just got beat down by A&M last week.
Yeah, they did.
That was, Mike Elko's got that defense just really. And if not for a couple of goofy turnovers, one was the Concepcion kid getting it punched out from behind. It's probably even worse. But TCU rolls up to Provo to take on the wounded Cougars, and they're 4.5-point dogs. I'm going to take BYU all day.
Cougs are going to bounce back. They have too good a football team to have lay 2 stinkers in a row.
Yep.
I do worry about that quarterback. What is his name? Bear
Bachmeier.
He needs to learn to protect himself.
Sure. You
watched that game against Tech last week. He's trying to hurdle a guy towards the sideline and just got suplexed. What are you doing, bro?
Quarterbacks and rookies in the NFL. You just don't realize how little pain you should be taking.
Get down. Don't get your head bounced off the turf. Get your brain scrambled. You got a future outside of football. Get down. Stay healthy.
All right, so big game tomorrow night, and we tentatively will plan on doing a college football recap. It will probably have. I hate to do this to you. It'll probably have to be 9:30 or 10 because I'll be
Ooh,
getting back from calling
okay. Well,
two of
I can
those
sleep
games.
in
If
Sunday.
there's some way we can do 9 o'clock, I'll try. But I'm
Okay.
coming back from calling two games and trying to be present here at home is always an advisable thing for anybody, but I just I can't. I hate to guarantee it and then end up not being able to fulfill it, so we'll see. But we'll put some social media feelers out if we do have to. But hey, you're Thunder, man, and because I've been in this boycott of YouTube TV somewhat and been on the free trial with Fubo, getting to watch some Thunder games. Holy cow.
Are you
What a
scared yet?
performance against LA alive.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
well,
you know,
back-to-back performances.
well, yeah, Golden State the night before just,
Did you
just
realize?
domination.
Did you realize they played a back-to-back? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander did not play more than 28 minutes in either game.
Three games in 4 nights is what it was.
3 games in 4 nights,
Mhm.
and they won by a combined, 60 points over Golden State
Yeah.
and LA in a back-to-back.
Mhm.
They they're deep. Everyone knows their role. Draymond said it best. Our good friend Barry Trammell asked him the question. What does this Thunder team do that y'all did so well? And it seemed like Draymond wanted to cry talking about it, just the memories
He
of
he
how
sees
good
it
they
in
were
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still don't have J-Dub, you don't have Kenrich Williams, you haven't had Dort for about a week,
I was gonna say the torture chamber was shut down those 2 games, and yet
but
you're
uh,
seeing those teams play awful on offense.
I watched a defensive clinic being put on against Luka Doncic and him get
Mhm.
a tech because, yeah, you can bitch and moan all you want to the refs, but if you're initiating contact and the guy's standing there with his arms at his side, not reaching, not doing anything but standing their ground, you're not getting a call.
Mhm.
And they had him so frustrated. It was beautiful to see.
Well, one thing that we have to look forward to, Jeremy, even if the OU Bama game doesn't go our way, it is the beginning of group play in the NBA Cup.
It's so stupid. I don't know why they're doing that. Nobody cares about it except
Yeah,
the Lakers because they got to hang a banner.
my Spurs have a chance to bounce back from a 125 to 120 loss on Wednesday to the Warriors as they'll play them tonight at the. I don't know if it's still the AT&T Center or not. I just don't catch the sponsorships a lot of times, but
They do
uh,
tend to change.
yeah, Wemby had 31 points and 15 rebounds, 10 assists the other night, but they fell
It's never
short.
going to be Wimby. It's always going to be the guys around him.
Yeah, and also you got to D up on Steph Curry after he laid the egg. He didn't play great at Oklahoma City. He goes off for
I wonder
46.
why.
And that's going to be him too because of his
Yeah,
age.
well,
There's going to be
true,
nights where he just don't click,
but
because
you
oh,
got a bunch of dogs running at young dogs running at you all night. That
oh yeah. Did
yeah,
you did you see the clip of Barkley talking about LeBron?
uh-uh.
He said, he goes, yeah, he goes, Father Time's undefeated. He goes, when they put out that injury report, they don't need to put lower leg. They just need to put old.
Old.
But according to Lakers fans, all will be cured as apparently he is set to return. But
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know
but LeBron may be worst.
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 But yeah, so tonight is NBA group play as the Clippers travel to Dallas, and I know it's American Airlines Arena there. The
Okay.
Mavericks host the Clippers, and man, did Nico Harrison get fired, or were they talking
He
about it getting
he
fired?
got fired.
Yeah, I thought that's what I saw.
So, okay, let me get your opinion on this.
And poor Bradley Bill,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Oh, well, yeah, poor Bradley Beal, but, good for Sam Presti. Bradley Beal's out for the season. Kawhi Leonard's hardly playing. The Clippers stink on ice. That's an
and you're
unprotected
rolling your
lottery
MVP
pick.
out for a second run at a title.
That's an unprotected lottery pick.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, at what point is the NBA going to step in? It's like, you guys, you got enough studs.
Mhm.
You need to trade that for a guy to sit on your end of your bench.
Anthony Davis is on the injury report, but it doesn't really Oh, it says calf, but
Calf,
it doesn't
yeah.
give a status.
So from what
Question.
I have extrapolated is Nico Harrison was pressuring him to play with that calf injury, and doctors advised him that he could tear his Achilles if he continued to play on it. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back, not the fact that he did ownership's bidding and traded away
Boy, no
Luka because
kidding.
he's a little chunky.
Yeah.
So
Um,
how do you fire him after that? You get the
yeah.
number one pick, you get Flag. I mean, he did not trade Luka on his own. I mean, he didn't.
No.
What ownership group would allow that if there was any question?
No, you're just the fall guy, and
I
that's
was
that's
surprised the
played out.
NBA allowed it. They would have traded him to Memphis, they wouldn't have allowed it.
Oh, no. That was a total scripted deal.
Mm,
Silver Nosferatu himself signed, it said, "Yeah, we'll approve that." James Harden will be available for the Clippers. Bradley Beal out for the season with a hip injury. Sad for that guy, and kind of
yeah,
sad for the Clippers because, they wouldn't you say they're kind of the one team this I feel bad for the Clippers when bad things happen, even though they're
I
stupid
don't
silly
because they've
franchise.
engineered most of it. They did the
Well,
underhanded
true, but
deal
I
with
mean,
Aspiration,
you
Tree
you've had
Service
that
for
friend that
Kawhi.
is self-destructive, and you still sit there and watch them. They're making dumb moves, but you still
But I mean,
kind of sorry.
Clippers gonna Clipper. I mean,
The
that's
Clippers
just
are the
that
Clipper.
is the history of
Hey,
that
and my
franchise.
apologies to some of our Aggie fans on here. I put out that I wanted them to win, but I was afraid Aggie's going to Aggie, and that apparently is not the case so far this season. Just
Yep.
make sure it doesn't happen when they travel to DKR Thanksgiving weekend.
Please,
I want to
just
see the big
please.
beat down
I
that
mean,
week.
prayers up. Please have Elko go out there and just sun Sark all over the place. What is it this one?
Well, this is what this I don't know. I try to raise a knee,
Were
or
you a yell
something.
leader, Chuck?
I was not, but I think I missed my calling. All right, let's start
Hmm.
getting out of here, Jerry. It's a big weekend of college football. And once again, we want to thank our sponsor, CCW Safe, legal self-defense coverage for you and your family with plans starting as low as $19 a month. Use the link in the scroll and in the description of the broadcast here. Jeremy, what are you doing tonight?
There may be a birthday party we're attending.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah,
Is it now? You have Latin America. Is it on your wife's side or is it on your
it's
side?
on my wife's side.
So there's some Latin American influence there, as maybe we've mentioned before. Is it a party where the men get to stand around and do nothing but drink, and the women handle everything?
I believe it's at a restaurant.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's some of my favorite birthday parties I went to when I lived in Oklahoma City. Man, I'd
Uh-huh.
get invited for quinceañeras or for birthday parties. And it's like the men might grill the meat.
That's about it.
And me being raised by a single mom, I'm over there. Do I need help or anything? Do you need? What's that crazy gringo doing? All right, we are the Law Dog Sports Podcast, the Weekend Big Show. I want to thank Jeremy Schroeder for joining us, and as he does all the time, truly a devoted sports podcaster for two random guys talking to the internet. I struck gold when I roped Jeremy Schroeder here in on the program.
Thank you.
You're the
very
man.
kind.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
All
Very
right,
kind.
so be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive. We'll put out on social media our status on the college football recap show. We will definitely give it the old college try. Be safe. I'll talk to you when we talk to you.